lot of the times I get the question from my clients about you've been to the emergency room and you're now wondering what you should do next. So, one of the first things I recommend is that you call your primary care physician. Your primary care physician knows you best. They're the ones who have treated you, whether it's been for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be. Your primary care physician will be able to direct your care to where you need to go next. So when you go to your primary care physician, you need to tell them you've been involved in an auto accident. The number one reason I tell you to say this is because there are a lot of primary care physicians who say that they do not see car accident victims. And when they say that, that means you need to find care as quickly as possible. Because, look, the insurance company is going to say that if you waited 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, a month, that you were derelict in your treatment, that there is a gap in your treatment. Now, some of the things you can't avoid, if your primary care physician is 7 days or 14 days out and they can't get you in early enough, that is something that the insurance company will still argue, but when you hire a personal injury attorney like me, there are ways to get around that. And again, I'm looking at what a jury is going to believe and what they're not going to believe. Is a jury going to believe that it took 6 months to get into your primary care physician? Probably not. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on how busy they are, it could be. So the other thing that you need to do is once you've called your primary care physician, is start looking at what is bothering you to make sure that you tell them. I recommend keeping a journal because keeping a journal will give you your day-to-day injuries, how you're feeling, what makes it worse, what makes it better. And this is a great way that the doctor can look at your symptoms and get you in the best direction. Sometimes it's just going to physical therapy. May need to take an MRI or an X-ray. Sometimes a chiropractor is necessary, and a primary care physician can tell you about those instances in which a chiropractor can be helpful. The other part of all of this is that when it comes to damages, whether we like it or not, insurance companies look at medical bills to determine what your pain and suffering is. Now, obviously, the two don't correlate, but that's also what juries tend to do. Juries tend to look at the medical bills and they say, this is how much it cost for his treatment or her treatment, and therefore it must be X or Y. Some people ask me, is it 2 to 3 times medical bills? It really varies on the injuries more than it does the actual number of the medical bills. The amount of damages for a soft tissue injury are much different than the damages for a broken bone or a fracture. So if you need help with your personal injury case, give Brusman Law a call at 614-538-1116, or you can always email me at Jedidiah@brusmanlaw.com.